it's me, Vahlor Grimm, and today I'm going to be doing an in-depth tutorial of how I usually do my drag makeup. So this would just be the basic face that I would do if I don't really have time to get creative or do anything different. So I'm going to be showing all the steps in depth. So if you're interested, keep watching. Okay, so I've just blocked my brows and my sideburns. So next I'm going to do skin prep, which is really important, especially if you're using dry fucking makeup like this. So I start with the MAC Skin Canvas Balm. It's made to go under makeup, so it's gonna work for everything. And then once I've done that and that has settled in, I use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Yeah, it's really good for cream-based foundations because I find that more water-based primers makes this separate. So the only thing I would say with that primer is it can react a wee bit weirdly with powder. So even after you put your foundation on, you can see where the powder ends. So just be careful around that. So yeah, I'm just gonna dust off the rest of that powder and then go in with foundation. So I just go in with the Kryolan sticks. I use quite a bit. I'll just show you where I put it here. I avoid where I'm going to put the highlight just because I use a different product for that. So this is the Maron ones, I'll get to that soon. But I just avoid those parts because I don't need more coverage than And then, now that we look fucking insane, I'm gonna go in with the highlight. So I just use the Maron one. I started using this one for under eyes because it's way creamier, so it won't separate or anything under your eyes. It's better for dry skin as well, so if you want good enough coverage without it being so dry like the Kryolan ones, use Maron, it's really good. So just go in with a bit on that. And then I kind of create like a triangle. So I like to use the white all the way from up here down here, with the whitest parts being here. And then I go in with more of this in the very inner corner just to get as much coverage as I can. Obviously I'm very pale, so this isn't going to work for everyone, but this is just what works for me. That's that bit done, and then I'm just going to do the other side here. And then whenever I'm highlighting here, because my nose kind of goes up and out through here, I like to highlight just before it comes out. So highlight from here to here, and that'll make it look a bit flatter. My nose is so fucking big that I literally can't contour it without it making it look bigger. So it's mostly just through highlighting here that I make it look a bit smaller, and then I just bronze the front part a wee bit. Right. That's it. Basically blend it out, and then I'll leave it here, not too much. I've already got a crimson chin, so don't need to accentuate that. Right. After that, I just blend out around the nose a wee bit. And then this is one of the most important parts for me. It's Ben Nye Super White Powder. This is fucking amazing. So I just concentrate this in the center here because it is very brightening, so I don't want to use it everywhere. So I just take a good amount on the sponge here and and then pack it into the inner corner there. It's also better to do this before you set the rest of your face, just so you get the most pigment out of it. That's the super white powder done with, and then I'm just gonna go in and set the rest of my face. So I use the Huda Beauty powder. I actually haven't used this before, but it's meant to be really good, so I'm gonna trust it. So I'm just gonna do the rest of my face there with this powder. I usually use the RCMA one, which is really good, so hopefully this is better. Then I'm going to go in and bake with that Ben Nye Super White. So just to brighten it a wee bit more. And up there. So I'll bake with that. And then I do my face in a really weird order, so next I'm actually going to contour my forehead, just so whenever I do my eyes, it's not going to get muddy and get in all my eye makeup. For my contour bronzer, I just use this P. Louise palette. It works really well, so I just go in with that shade there with a fluffy brush, just to blend it in a wee bit more, and then I go in with a more dense brush to go around the corners a wee bit more. So yeah, I use a fluffier brush for that, just to give a nicer blend, and then I'll go in and deepen the shadows. And then I use a brush like this. I really pack it in here. So I'm still using the same shade that I used with the big brush for this bit. I'm just really packing it in here. And then a darker shade there. Next, I'm going to do my brows. So I use a wee angle brush like this and an oil palette. I just use the black. And then I start around here maybe, there, just above where my natural brow starts, and then I arch it out to about here and then out like that. Yeah, that's up there, and then I go in with a white cream. I'm using the P. Louise base for that. So that's that one. I'm going to go in and fix them later, so you'll see they don't have to be perfect yet. So don't worry if they're uneven. I'm going to go in with more of the P. Louise base for my eyes. So that's the eye base done. Then we're going to go in with the eyes. Okay. So I'm going to do my signature, just purple snatch look. I'm going to go in with this Morphe X Aggro Rich palette. and I'm gonna use these two shades and the lilac there as well. So I'm gonna start with the base color, so that's the middle purple. And then I just map out where I'm gonna be cutting. So let's see here. I usually start, I have hooded eyes, so I kind of have to go above the hood, so it looks the same no matter which way I'm looking. Right, let's see. I'm gonna start here. And just blend it out a wee bit. And then I'm just gonna wing it out. So I start from here, and I'm just gonna look straight forward whenever you're doing your eyes, so you know where it's gonna be. Because I feel like a lot of people, they draw where they want their face to be instead of where it actually is. So I'm just gonna wing it out from about here. So yeah, it looks quite high, but it works out. I'm gonna keep most of the pigment here, and then it's gonna fade out a wee bit as it goes out. And then I'm just gonna connect those lines here. Also really important, over glued brows to pat instead of swipe, so you're not bringing up the glue. And I'm gonna use this like fluffy brush here and go on with the lilac colour just to blend it out a wee bit. Then I'm just going to deepen the colour a wee bit here. And then I'm going to go in with the darker purple and then go, so I'm going to keep all the darkness in the crease here and here. I kind of use, the only way I can explain it is like a seesaw. So you want to keep all the weight here and here to snatch it up. So I'm going to go in with the darker purple here. Just deepen that crease. And then I'm going to go in with the darker purple again and do the wing kind of. So I'm going to keep it not right on the outside because I still want to smoke it out. So I keep it around here. And then smoke it out a wee bit. I use a really dense brush for the black. So I'm going to go in the same area there. You have to be really careful with black because it could go really muddy. So just be careful where you're putting it and then blend. And then I'm going to do the same on my outer corner. So I don't really do a wing, I just use black shadow and smoke it out. You place it way higher than you think you need to, so I do it about, if I look forward, out here. Yeah, if you can see there, I just place it about there. And then wing it out a wee bit. Again, be really careful with the black, you can't really go back on it. I'm also actually gonna set my underbrow using the MAC powder foundation. This in white, it's so, every drag queen needs this. So I just use that and a wee triangle puff. To cut the crease, I'm gonna use MAC as well. It's a cream full coverage foundation. I used to use the Peel Aways, but it's too like liquidy, so I just wasn't getting clean edges with it. And you really had to pack a lot of it on to get like a lot of white, so I just use the MAC one now. Yeah, I'm gonna do the crease. Right. here. So yeah, that's the shape I make there. Then I'm gonna wing that out, following the shape that we made. So you can see that's the shape I've made with the crease. And then I kind of wing it past the shadow. So yeah, if you can see that, I wing it past the shadow like this and up. It's very faint at this point. So this brush here with the benlight powder, accentuate the crease with that white MAC powder as well. I'm really focusing it where I have the black, just to create such a big contrast. This is especially good for stage. I feel like a lot of queens do softer makeup, which is, it looks gorgeous on photos and in person, but on stage you look like an egg. So I use the KVD tattoo liner. This is waterproof. It's really fine tip as well, which is great. And then I also use, it's actually a brow pen from NYX. I just use this because it has slightly less pigment, but it's a sharper tip, so it's good for winging out the eyeliner. So that's the lash line done with the liner, and then I'm gonna go back in with that brow pen while that dries. And then I'm just gonna outline where I put the black shadow in my crease. You can see there how subtle it is because it's such a fine pen. You kind of just have to go for it. I'll go like that. Like that. You just have to go for it. So that's that there. I also don't like to connect the lines all the way through, because if you keep it a wee bit lighter here, it just gives more lift with the darker part here and at the front. Gorge. That's that there. And then I'm just going to do the under eye bit now. That there. And then we're going to go in with the white liner and create the under eye. So I'm using the NYX Epic Wear liner. That's that there, and then we're going to go in and overline it with the black as well, once that dries. And then I'm going to go in with another NYX product. It's, I think these have actually just came out. It's like a liquid eyeshadow glitter. They're really pigmented and do not move at all once you put them down. So let's just put that down. Then I'm going to go back in with that brow liner and then just do the inner corner part there. So like that, and then I'm going to smoke out the bottom right there as well. And then I'm going to do my signature brow slit. It's more of a slice. So I'm going to do that here. I just go in with the white liner again from NYX, and then kind of follow the shape of the eye basically where the brow like changes shape is where I'm going to put the slice. That's up there. And then I'm also going to underline the brow just for a wee highlight. So that is the first eye finally fucking done. And then I'm gonna speed run the other side because I already know what I'm doing and I won't have to explain it. Okay, so that is the eyes done completely. Look at that liquid eyeshadow. It's so fucking gorgeous. So now I'm gonna go on to lashes. So I use the Lancome Idol mascara. This is literally the only mascara that I've used. And after using it, I've actually felt it work on my eyes. Like you can feel your lashes being pulled up, which I love that. Like, I already have long lashes, but look at that. That's gorgeous. And then bottom lashes as well. I'm gonna do contour. Obviously just do the same thing that I did on my cheeks. So I'm gonna go back in with this big fluffy brush just to get a big blend. So obviously contour is different for everyone's different faces, but for me I like to start pretty high. So for the under cheekbone, I usually go from here all the way to the mouth. But I'll show you that whenever I'm highlighting anyways. But the only way I can explain how to do cheek contour is you don't want to create a new cheek, you want to hug the cheek that you already have. So it's not below or above, it's on and hugging your actual cheekbone, if that makes sense. And pack more of that shadow on. I'm going to use the same colour that I used with the other brush as well. Just pack it on. So I'm really packing it in the corner here. I don't want to bring it down too far because it can look a wee bit muddy. So I'm just going to keep it around here where your jawbone would naturally go down. I bring it there. I'm going to go in with the darker colour as well. This wee one here. Really pack it on just in the corner here. Oh, actually. Just in the very corner in the temple there. Just to create a wee bit more depth. Then I'm going to go in with a lighter foundation powder. So I'm going to go, I use this as a touch-up powder for just my foundation because, so if you perform like hard, you need foundation powders to touch up. So I use these and then the eyeshadow palette. So I just use the flesh tone one here and a powder puff. and I just go here and cut it from above my ear down to my mouth. So after I cut the cheeks, I'm actually just going to go back in with that fluffy brush to just diffuse it a wee bit. Cheeks done, that's how I contour. And then I'm actually just going to go back in with the white powder to accentuate the inner corner bit. So I'm just going to add blush. And then bronze my nose as well. So for my nose contour, because it is so big and very chiseled and all of it, the more you do, the more it's going to be obvious that, like, the shape of it. So I just go back in with that contour color here with the fluffy brush, buff it out a wee bit, and then bronze it. So this is just the highlight that I did here to hide the bump is pulling it forward, while this is going to pull the nose back a wee bit. And then I focus it on the bottom here. So that's literally all I do with my nose. That is the blush. And then I'm going to go in and highlight before I do my lips. So for highlighter, I'm using this Fenty Diamond Balm. I just pack it on here. With a wee brush, and then go over the liquid eyeshadow with it as well. I'm using this KVD Everlasting Black Lip Liner. With my lips, I have to be very careful because I have a big dip here and a pronounced Cupid's bow. So I just basically do a circle around my lips so it looks good from all angles. So that's the lip liner done. And then I'm going to go in with the Fenty lip paint in purple. It's like a dark purple. And then let that dry. Actually, before I put the outfit on, I'm going to go in with my 2 scent sprays. So I use 2 for a reason. So first of all, I use the MAC Fix Plus. So this doesn't really set your makeup in place, it just refreshes your makeup and it melts all the powders that we used into your skin. So this is good. You can also use this throughout the night. It'll keep your makeup looking fresh. And then I use the One Size to completely set it, makes it completely waterproof, performance proof. It's great. And then once that dries, I'm gonna do my lashes as well. So for lashes, I like to use a fluffy lash, a very light fluffy lash on the inside, and then it gets thicker and longer as it goes out. So these are custom ones that I did. They're like a bit crunchy there, but they look good when they're on. So.